Hi guys, and welcome to another FPL video, and today guys I'm going to be giving you my lineup for the upcoming game week 2. We're going to start off by having a quick recap as to how we performed in game week 1, and then talk about how we're going to line up for game week 2. Am I going to make any transfers? Of course, everyone is given every single week one free transfer from FPL. Of course, if you wanted to, you could choose to play your free hits or your wild cards for game week 2. I'd be interested to see how many people in particular have put down a wild card for game week 2. I've done it in years gone by, but there's no reason with the team that I've got at the moment, setting how they performed, there's no reason to go and put down a wild card for game week 2. I'm going to certainly save that for later on in the year. But some of my main stand-up performers, Edison, Trippier, Gabriel, Martinelli, Son and Salah, all getting good returns. I think Kane was obviously disappointing. Jesus, yeah, it was disappointing that he didn't get a return, but the way he performed in the match, I watched that game against Palace and he played very well. Was unlucky not to come away with any sort of return. And then Kane, it's one of those. I have no doubt he'll be a great scorer over the course of the season, but do I want to keep him for this game, away to Chelsea this weekend with Haaland and City at home to Bournemouth? It'll be interesting to see if I went and made that transfer, but Son was my captain, still going to come away with a return of getting himself an assist, so 10 points there. But it was Salah who was my main point scorer for FPL game week 1. Has now got an ownership of over 62% of players, and they got Crystal Palace at home next Monday, with United away to follow, and then Bournemouth at home. And let's get into my transfer. Have I made a transfer for game week 2? The answer is yes, I have. It's Harry Kane out and Haaland in. And I think if I have to look back from my first week of FPL, it has to be that it was, that era of, not picking Haaland and choosing to go with Kane. I think realistically, though, you couldn't really fault me for going with Kane in the first place because they were at home to Southampton. And let's be honest, Spurs did come away with a big win. They won by 4-1. And usually when Spurs score that amount of goals in years gone by, you would think that Son and Kane, if they were on the pitch, which they were, you'd like to think that they'd be involved in at least 3 or 4 of those goals in some shape or form, when in the end they only ended up being involved in one of the goals, and it was just an assist by Son. So very unlucky, I thought there, but I think it still made sense to go with Haaland originally. The only issue that I have, of course, with Haaland over Kane is maybe more likely of an injury with Haaland compared to Kane. But I sat there on Sunday night, I was thinking, I need to make this transfer quick because I can see these guys' prices changing. I got a quick error on the graphic there. Kane's price is now 11.4 million because I believe he's the only player to actually have a price drop so far. His ownership has now dropped to just over 20% of players. Haaland is now up at 55% ownership, but still haven't said that, still 45%, so still a big chunk of people don't have him. My prediction was at the end of my game week 1 review team video that I did on Sunday, my prediction was that his ownership will go to around about 60%. So it's going to certainly come around that once the game week 2 deadline does approach. But looking obviously Haaland's upcoming fixtures are just very, very favourable. Kane and Spurs don't have the worst fixtures. Yes, Chelsea away this weekend won't be an easy game, but then they do have the likes of Wolves in game week 3 at home, Forest away in game week 4 as well. But for City, it's just so much better in terms of their fixtures. Bournemouth at home this weekend, Newcastle away, which won't be the easiest of games, but it'd still be a game where you'd fancy City to come through and still win the game. Then Palace at home, and then Nottingham Forest in game week 5, which I think is also a home game. So, out of their next 4 matches, 3 of them are at home, and 2 of those home games are against newly promoted opposition. Their toughest game being Newcastle away. You could arguably say they've already played from their first, if we're going to count these 4 upcoming matches and then the game against West Ham, you could arguably say that on paper they've already played their toughest match and came away with a 2-0 win. So there's a lot of incentive to want to go with Haaland, and I'm glad I made that decision on Sunday night because I woke up on Monday, Haaland has risen in price and Kane had gone down in price. So very glad about that. So I didn't have to sit there and take any hits on making any more transfers, for minus points or whatever. So I'm happy to have Haaland in my team. And this is how I line up for game week 2. And a lot of home fixtures for the upcoming weekend. So the early game on Saturday, the first game, which is between Villa and Everton. I've got Cash and Bailey. I'm continuing with that Villa double up. And it gets a bit concerning for Villa because after Everton they play Palace away, I believe, which I'm still fine. Then they got a hard run of fixtures. I think they got West Ham home, and then they got City, Villa, not Villa. They got City, Arsenal, and someone else very, very difficult. 3 very, very hard matches. They didn't play well, of course, against Bournemouth, but I'm hoping with their first home fixture of the season against Everton, of course, Gerrard being the manager, I'm sure he'll be very, very much up for it as well. But want to obviously get a good performance out with the team. So I've decided to hold both Aston Villa players. Trippier, of course, did very well in their home game against Forest. They got Brighton away as a 3 o'clock game on Saturday. Arsenal play Leicester at home, so I'm continuing with the Arsenal triple up of Gabriel, Martinelli and Jesus. And then also another 3 o'clock game is City against Bournemouth. Haaland is at home along with Edison there against Bournemouth. And as it stands, I am planning to go with Haaland on the captain pick. It could potentially change to Salah, but I'm pretty certain that I'm going to continue with Haaland. I was also seriously considering triple captain, and it could still potentially happen, but I think there's more of a chance now that I'm not going to play that triple captain, and I'm probably going to save it. But we'll wait and see. Maybe if I can get some definite confirmation before the deadline that he's going to be a guaranteed starter from a Guardiola news conference or whatever, then I'll probably triple captain him. But apart from that, I might just either leave him in the team and give Salah the armband, or I still might just give Haaland that captain pick. I'm not fully decided on that as of this moment in time, but he's going to be obviously in the team. So in terms of 3 o'clock games, in terms of Saturday games, you've got Villa playing, you've got Arsenal, you've got City playing. Then on the Sunday, I have in the half-4 game between Spurs away to Chelsea. So still got Son on that team. I think Spurs look obviously in very, very good form after that opening day fixture. So I'm hoping he can come with a good performance. And then on the Monday, Liverpool at home to Crystal Palace. The annoying thing is, being a Liverpool fan as well, 2 fixtures, so game week 2 and game week 3, both Monday night fixtures. There's nothing worse than a game on a Monday night. I suppose it does make a Monday a little bit better, knowing that you have a game to come at the end of Monday, which could potentially be a good start to the week. But it's always so much better playing on the weekends or playing on a Friday night. I hate Monday games, so for Liverpool to have 2 back-to-back ones is extremely annoying. But at least home to Crystal Palace, hopefully we can get our first one of the season. Ward, Andres Pereira, Neco Williams and Plange are going to all remain on the bench for game week 2 unless any late injuries come to note. But that is the team that I'm going to go for game week 2. My only thing that I'm a little bit unsure on yet is who's going to be captain and whether I decide to play that triple captain on any of the players. But I think I won't be playing the triple captainship. I think I will be keeping it for now, and I think certainly as of the moment, Haaland has got the captaincy pick on him, but it could change to Salah. Would I put anyone else into the list? Would I consider maybe putting Jesus the captain? Would I consider maybe giving Son the captaincy? Probably not. I think it'd just be a bit stupid because so many people are going to go with Salah and Haaland as the captaincy picks. I just don't think it would be wise to put captain to Jesus or Son, because Haaland and Salah are just far more guaranteed returns. I have no doubt that Jesus and Son are still obviously capable of returns in their matches, but obviously you want to give that captaincy pick to the players that you think are going to be most likely. And let's be honest, Salah and Haaland are very much out of this whole 11 the most likely to go and get the biggest points for my team. Here's where Gabriel ends up getting the only good punch from game week 2, but we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, guys, that's my lineup for upcoming game week 2. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.